Hello, my name is Christopher Ian Cook, and I'm here to deliver a speech on why snakes are a much better pet than most would think at first glance. The reason they're quite popular nowadays. There's three main points I'm going to bring up here to convince you why snakes make for better pets than, unfortunately, their negative stigma has implied. The main point here is economic advantage. After all, money makes the world go around, and pets can be quite expensive. Dogs have a annual upkeep of about $1,000 every year. Snakes stand firmly around $300 a year, less than a third of the cost of the classic golden retriever. They they just need heating, shelter, food, and water to thrive in whatever container you put them in. The upfront cost for all of this equipment is only about $400, which is very low. Um, sure, birds and rodents are even cheaper pets, but snakes are about middle of the pack, below dogs in terms of how much they cost. The sources I used to acquire this information were my CBI library source was the a survey exploring the impact of housing and husbandry on pet snake welfare by Animal Welfare 2022, pages 193 through 208. Sorry for reading the citation off. I know I'm not supposed to read off the paper, but I think it's fair for the citations. And the second source I used was Jesse Campbell's article on the average annual cost of popular pets, published by Money Management International on 2022. The second big reason why I believe that snakes make for great pets is the emotional attachment you can get from them. Oh, yes, they do lack the higher brain functions to feel complex emotions by love. At least we think so. The research is still out, but it tends to lean on a no on if snakes can feel love. They still feel happiness, pleasure, and general relief around the presence of their caretakers of who they trust. So we might not get a loving bond, but a bond through trust and mutual agreement is more than plausible to build with a snake. They also do enjoy the food and touch you give them. The sources I used to acquire this information, starting with the CWI library source, was Saving Snakes by School Librarian 2024, page 44. The non-library source was the Do Snakes Have Emotions by A to Z Animals.com, July 2024. The last, and I personally think, best reason why snakes make for good pets: ease of care. You don't need to walk them every day. Feeding when they're growing, you just need to feed them once a week, twice a week when they're fully grown. No, not twice, once every 2 weeks. Sorry for the typo there. And just spending about half an hour a day holding them and letting them explore and climb on your arm is more than enough enrichment to prevent them from getting depressed. As for health, heat lamp and making sure there's no complications in egg laying if they're females. Females will lay eggs even if they aren't fertilized. It's about pretty simple, and vet is always expensive for pets, but not. But since snakes are pretty common, it's not an absurd cost. There's no vaccinations to worry about for snakes, which is an amazing take off of your stress. And you only really need to take them to the vet like once a year to make sure no disease is hidden that would require an expert to find. But yeah, in terms of medical purposes, just once a yearly checkup. You don't need to worry about vaccinations. Don't need to worry about neutering or spading them. They're perfectly great. I only used one source here, but it was from the CWI library. It was made by Kazuni, Mirza, Shaoran, and Bernardi. I butchered all those names, I'm sure. Snake pet ownership in the city, a case study in Greater Jakarta, Indonesia, by the Biodiversity's Journal of Biological Diversity, in published 2021. In conclusion, to summarize this speech, snakes are economically viable in this to have as a pet in this current economy. You can still have a meaningful emotional bond to your snakes, and ease of care. They don't require as much effort to enrich themselves as dogs. These three reasons are why I personally recommend snakes as a great pet for anyone willing to get past their scaly exterior and see the cute little noodle that they really are. End recording.